was out for a walk in the herb garden when he came across an arrow. There was some writing on the ground beneath. "This way to Mahatma Dill," it said. Mahatma Dill? This needs looking into. Mind you, I can't imagine him being up yet. It's much too early. Good gracious. It gets curiouser and curiouser. I'd better give another ring. There's more in this than meets the eye. Hello, said Dill. Nice to see you. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. You made me jump, exclaimed Parsley. Besides, what do you mean, absence makes the heart grow fonder? We saw each other yesterday. It is written that fortune knocks at least once on every dog's door. I knew you'd come if I waited long enough. What is he on about? I've been ringing your bell for ages. What's all that ho ni soit Marley Ponce stuff over the door? Holly soit qui mal y pense? Asked Dill carelessly. That means, disgraced may he be who thinks ill. It's French. I've never heard you say it before. And what are you doing dressed up like that? It's part of my new image. We Mahatmas must stick together. I wouldn't like to get mistaken for just any old dog. I'm starting a campaign for a better life. I'm collecting all my thoughts. You can have a packet of assorted ones for 6p if you like. 6p? For your thoughts? I've got plenty of my own, thank you very much. I'll throw in a few extra ones free. Where did you get them? Asked Parsley suspiciously. They came to me, sitting here beneath the tree of knowledge. Hiding behind the tree of idleness, more like, said Parsley. How about 2 packets for 9p? They're very good for putting in crackers. Here's a free sample, especially for you. Early to bed, early to rise, makes a lion healthy, wealthy, and wise. No, thank you, said Parsley. Coming events cast their shadows before them, said Dill sadly. Getting darker already. Where's my book? I must put a stop to this. That's funny. What's happened to it? Many would be cowards if they durst. I'll throw that one in as well if you like. What do you mean, durst? Well, that's what it says in your book. My book? No wonder he's gone knowledgeable all of a sudden. There's a destiny that shapes our ends, called Dill. Rough hew them how we will. Your end'll be shaped if you don't watch out. I'd like my book back, please, when I think of all the things I've done for him. No man is a hero to his valet, said Dill. You wait. I was only trying to make some money in case I want to buy you a birthday present sometime. Of all the ungrateful... What did you say? Birthday present. I don't know if there's anything particular you fancy. Make room for another, called Parsley. You can share one of my bones if you like. Get your sayings here, amazing offer. Get your sayings here. No time like the present. Fair words, butter no parsnips. Fair words, butter no parsnips, repeated Parsley. That's what it says here. Page 327. Can you think of anything better? Yes, I can. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be tomorrow. I say, that's jolly good, exclaimed Dill. If you want a thing well done, do it yourself. Mahatma Dill, indeed. Today, said Parsley, feels like mystery day. There's a definite smell of mystery in the air. Where's my book? A for horses, G for goodness sake. Ah, here we are. M for mystery. One of the biggest mysteries at the present time is what has happened to Mr. Bayleaf's pot of brown paint. Did you know someone's been at your paint tin, Mr. Bayleaf? Asked Parsley.
What's that? I'll have him, whoever it is, I'll have him. I got that special to paint my log stand, I did. Where's Constable Knapweed?
Going to paint log stand, said Constable Knapweed. This paint, what colour was it?
Blow the colour? They'll be coming back for a refill by the time you've got all that down. Now, this is a serious matter. It may well be the work of a gang, so we must all be prepared. I shall ask Sergeant Major Onion to give everyone a lecture on the art of self-defence this afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Now, as you all know, I've called this meeting so that Mr. Onion can give a short talk on the art of self-defence.
Jolly good idea,
Exclaimed Sir Basil. Oh, do be quiet, Basil. Thank you, Lady Rosemary. Mr. Onion. For this demonstration, I shall need the assistance of one able-bodied volunteer from the audience. Let me get at him. I'll show him. Taking my paint toward a new tin. Good man. That's what I like to see. Now, one of the first rules to learn is what is known as the freestanding position. Feet wide apart, arms hanging loosely by the sides so that you can bend down and touch your toes. Mr. Bayleaf, touching the toes by numbers. Begin. 1, pause. 2, pause. 3. Very good indeed. Now, if you'd like to stand up again, I will demonstrate the hip throw assailants for the use of. You blooming well won't. I'm stuck. I've been assailed all right in my back. Seized up good and proper it be. Oh, Hard luck, Mr. Bayleaf. Is there anyone else in the audience as would care to assist in demonstrating the hip throw? Thank you, Sage. Now, some of you may never have given an owl an hip throw before, but if you ever have cause to, you may find yourself up against certain difficulties, like trying to find the hips of fat owls what's got nothing better to do than sit up in their nests screeching all day. If you come up against these two situations I've just demonstrated, then the next best thing to use is what is known as the karate chop. And for this purpose, I will take an ordinary log and break it in two with a single blow from the side of my hand. Dear, my word, oh, no. Oh, them logs must be made of concrete.
I'm sorry I'm late for the lecture,
panted Dill.
Did you start without me? I had rather a heavy lunch. I had this big bone left over, and it weighed a ton.
You had a bone left over? Left over from what?
From being painted. I found this tin of paint this morning, so I thought I'd give all my bones a coat to disguise them. You never know who's about these days, and it's better to be safe than sorry. It worked jolly well, too. They looked just like logs. I say, why is everyone staring at me like that?
He may well ask, said Parsley.
Demonstrations?
Snorted Mr. Onion. I'm about to give one myself. A little demonstration entitled, How to Arrest a Dog Double Quick. I think I'd better give one on how to say good night. Good night, everyone. I feel like a wet week today, said Parsley. Not a wink of sleep all night. That's the trouble with having an active mind, I suppose. I shall go and see Dill. Do not disturb. It's all right for some. Listen to him. I'll soon fix that. Wakey, wakey!
Hello, said Dill. I say, what a lovely morning. I was just thinking about going for a short stroll in my nightcap.
You mean a long walk in your sleep, don't you? I heard you snoring away.
Snoring? I don't snore.
It was either that or we're in for a bad thunderstorm.
I know I don't snore. I stayed awake one night to find out, and I didn't once. Still, I must admit there's nothing like a good sleep.
I wish you'd tell me your secret.
There's no secret. I just close my eyes and...
He's off again. Come on, wake up.
Oh, I was only demonstrating, said Dill. Have you tried counting bones?
If I tried counting your bones, I'd be up all night.
How about hypnotism, then? That's jolly good, too. You pick an object and you stare at it. And then, gradually, your eyelids get heavier and heavier until you...
Isn't that typical? Who else can I ask? Sage? Perhaps not. I wonder if Mr. Onion can help.
Now, sleep, as we all know, is a matter not only of lying down and closing your lids, eyes for the use of, but you also have to tell yourself what you are going to do. Otherwise, your brain may well think it's got dark something and wonder why. It's a matter of mind over a mattress. You have to say to yourself, I am going to sleep. Understood? Now, I want you to take the recumbent or lying down position as shown on the board and await my word of command.
I hope he knows what he's doing.
Right, go to sleep. 5 numbers. 1 pause. 2 pause. Stop.
Doesn't it make you sick? I'm going. There's only one thing worse than not being able to get to sleep. That's not being able to when everyone else is snoring. On the other paw, I must say, all this fresh air and running about has made me feel a bit... excuse me, I hope you don't mind.
I say, wake up, cried Dill. Wake up! I've just had this great idea for sending you to sleep. It came to me just now in a dream. It's a miniature sheep.
A miniature sheep?
It's quite easy, said Dill. You simply try counting them jumping over a stile. One miniature wide awake, the next miniature fast asleep.
A miniature sheep. I was in the middle of such a nice dream, too. I'll never drop off now. I know I shan't. Today, said Parsley, feels like a motoring day. There's a distinct smell of exhaust fumes in the air. Good gracious, I was right. It is a car. A real, live car.
Good afternoon, sir, said Dill. Can I help you?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Are you interested in this model, sir? It's a fine old specimen.
I'd better humor him. Where on earth did you get it?
My Uncle Mortimer left it to me when he passed on.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, said Parsley. I didn't even know he was ill.
Oh, he wasn't. He just passed on. He left me the car because the back wheel fell. Pardon me. I say, are you really interested?
You mean it's for sale?
If I can find a big enough... someone big enough to appreciate the finer points of this magnificent specimen.
How much? Asked Parsley.
Make me an offer, said Dill. I can do easy payments if you like. 10 bones down and the rest over 50 years.
Does it go?
Asked Parsley.
Does it go?
Well, does it?
Here's an engine like a sewing machine. Listen.
It sounds more like a threshing machine to me, said Parsley. How about the tires?
The tires? Cried Dill. I'm glad you mentioned those, sir. They're the latest treadless variety. No rough edges to slow you down. You'll glide along on these.
I must say the idea is very tempting.
You'll never regret buying it, sir. You have my word.
That is the one thing that bothers me.
Try sitting in the driving seat for a moment, sir. I'll just pop into my office and complete the formalities. Fill in the guarantee form.
By Jove! Oh, this is the life. Where's the starter?
Perhaps you'd just like to put your mark on here, sir.
That was quick, said Parsley. Hello, 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 said Constable Lapweed. What's going on here?
I suppose you realize this is a serious offence. Having charge of a vehicle what is in an unroadworthy condition, to wit, minus a rear wheel.
Minus a rear wheel? Repeated Parsley.
I shall expect to see this put right before I get back, or else.
Fancy selling me a car without a rear wheel.
You should have asked about the optional extras.
I'll give you optional extras. What about my guarantee?
I'm afraid it expired 2 minutes ago, said Dill. I wish you'd come to me sooner. I'd take it back, but there's no call for this sort of car just now. The bottom's dropped right out of the market.
It sounds as if it's dropped right out of my car as well. Talk about a bone shaker.
A bone shaker?
Repeated Dill.
Uncle Mortimer didn't tell me it was one of those. Shall we go for a spin? I'll get the spare wheel. It won't take a moment.
Isn't it amazing? All it needs is 2 words. Ready?
Steady.
Go!
That's another thing I forgot to mention, said Dill. You know that knob on top of the gear lever? The one that says forward and reverse?
You mean this one?
It was on the wrong way round.
I'll tell you something else. Cars bring out the worst in people.
Oh, do they really?
Said Dill.
Fancy that.
Yes, said Parsley. Normally quiet, inoffensive lions, for instance. They go right off, dogs. Good night, everyone. Happy motoring.
One day, Parsley was out for a walk in the herb garden when he heard a strange humming sound coming from the direction of Dill's kennel.
He's either caught a very large bumblebee or he's eaten too many bones. I'd better go and see what's what.
Ah, bonjour, said Dill. Comment allez-vous?
I beg your pardon, said Parsley.
Comment allez-vous? If you don't know, nobody else will.
What's that thing you've got on your head?
This thing happens to be a genuine Basque beret.
Looks more like a blackberry to me. I was right. I knew it would happen one of these days. It's all those bones. They've gone solid in his head. There, said Parsley.
Not there, la la.
Oh, of course. La la. In fact, tra-la-la. I'd better humour him. You never know, he might turn nasty.
Have you finished? Asked Dill. Listen to this. L'homme qui ouvre la fenêtre est mon oncle. That means the man who opens the window is my uncle.
Oh, very useful. I don't know how I've managed without it all these years. You've never mentioned any uncles before.
I've got some long-lost ones scattered around. You never know when one of them might turn up. I'm keeping all my windows closed just in case. Naturellement.
He's getting worse. Slurring of the speech. That's a sure sign. I'd better tell the others. I think perhaps I'd better be getting along, said Parsley casually.
Au revoir,
called Dill.
Bonne chance.
Sad, said Parsley. Very sad. And so young, too.
Oh, Dill's gone funny in the head, said Bayleaf. Oh, dear. I'm sorry to hear that.
He keeps talking double Dutch, said Parsley. Every other word. Every other word, double Dutch. And he's got a funny black thing on his head. Funny black thing on head. Well, there's no two ways about it. He'll have to stay indoors for a day or two.
Thing is, how are we going to get him in there if he don't want to go?
Leave it to me, said Constable Atwee. We, as ways and means of dealing with situations like this, I shall use subterfuge. Poor old Dill. He won't like that. He won't like that at all.
I'd better bring my barrow along, just in case, said Bailey.
Good morning, Dill.
Enchanté, Monsieur l'Argent. Asseyez-vous, je vous en prie.
You see, said Parsley, he's at it again.
Oh, 'tis even worse than you said. 'Tis more like treble Dutch.
Leave this to me. Now, young Dill, if I was to mention the word bone to you, what would you say?
Woof, woof,
said Dill. That's a good sign. He hasn't lost all his faculties.
Now, if I was to tell you there was a nice big you-know-what inside your kennel, what would you do? I think I may say, with all due modesty, that that's done the trick.
Quick, I'll bung my barrow up against his door. That'll stop him getting out.
Good idea, Mr. Bailey. I'll put the table there as well. Give me a hand, Parsley.
I couldn't see any you-know-whats. I looked everywhere. I say, what's going on?
Here, where do you come from? How do you get out?
I have my methods, said Dill. What are you doing with my table? Be careful with my French book.
Your what? Exclaimed Parsley.
My French book. I'm taking this correspondence course. It's jolly good. I'm up to lesson 1 already.
What do you want to go learning French for, young Dill? Disturbing the peace like that?
I'm getting ready for the common market. Be prepared, that's my motto. I may build myself a kennel in the south of France one of these days.
A kennel in the south of France? I don't know about you, but I'm a bit worried about the old Entente Cordiale.
I should drink it while you've got the chance. You can pour me some, too. It's thirsty work learning French. Bonne nuit, everyone.
Good night, said Parsley. Today, said Parsley, feels like a nice, restful day. As soon as Mr. Onion stops ringing the school bell, I shall sit down and, do nothing. Thank you. I'm glad I don't have to go to school. I don't feel at all scholastic today.
Have you heard? Gasped Dill. Have you heard? Mr. Onion's holding his exams today, and he's offering a prize to the one with the best answers. I've put both our names down.
You what? Oh, I knew it was too peaceful to last.
Come on, we mustn't be late. We don't want to start off with a black mark. How many K's in Scholar? If I win, we'll go shares, if you like.
Hark at him, if he wins.
Guys, sitting for exams by numbers. Begin. 1 pause, 2 pause, 3. Now, chives, Messrs. Parsley and Dill have kindly consented to take part in these here exams, scholars for the use of, for which I'm offering a very valuable prize.
I think school is the finest thing there is. May we have some sums, please?
Trawler, whispered Parsley. Hard ones. The harder, the better.
Hark at who's talking now.
Good, lads. That's what I like to hear. Stand up, anyone who disagrees. You horrible lot. Sit down at once. That's right. I shall start with a very difficult question indeed. Now, what do we have here?
A dirty blackboard?
A dirty blackboard? Anyone else?
A beautifully drawn picture of an early potato, asked Parsley.
Quite right. Good lad. Now, if I cut it in half, then I cut the two halves in half again, and then cut these pieces in half, what would I have?
Potato salad? Asked Dill.
Potato salad? Huh. Anyone else? Parsley.
I ought to know. Potatoes. Oh, 2 from 4 is, carry 1. It's a long time since I ate.
8 is the correct answer. Good. That's 1 mark to Parsley.
Would you believe it? Of all the luck.
We will now turn to English literature, bards for the use of. Now, if Shakespeare were alive today, what would he be famous for?
His age? Asked Parsley.
Wrong. Dill?
Shakespeare. I know the name. It would be on the tip of my tongue if I had a big enough tongue. I'm just trying to place.
Correct. His plays, of course. 1 mark to Dill.
Now who's talking? I've told you before, dogs who live in glass kennels shouldn't throw bones.
We come now to the subject of natural history, birds and bees for the use of. Can anyone tell me what grows on all trees? Dill?
I don't know, said Dill sadly.
Bark, said Mr. Onion. Bark!
Woof, woof.
Woof, woof, said Parsley. Really?
It could have been right, replied Dill. There's many a true word spoken in woofs.
There are other meanings to the word bark.
Bark is the correct answer. We've a good lad here. That gives Parsley another mark, making him the winner by a wide margin of 2 to 1.
Congratulations. I wonder when you get our prize. May I eat my share now?
Our prize?
I did offer to go shares if I won it, said Dill.
The prize for the best exam result is a chit, scholars for the use of, entitling the owner to a day off from school.
A day off from school? I don't even go to school.
You'd better start soon, said Dill. It won't be worth winning otherwise.
Dogs. Exams, he said. Go shares on the prize, he said.
We all have our woof days. Don't forget to be up early tomorrow. You've got a day off.
We've got half a day off, each, said Parsley. We're going shares, remember?
Bags, you go first then, said Dill. I could do with a lie-in.
Bags, I say good night, exclaimed Parsley. Good night.
One day, Parsley was out for a walk when he heard a very strange noise. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, some dog gets wet.
That sounds like the cry of the lesser spotted dill, coming from the theatre.
I threw a custard in her face. Dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da.
Shall I? Asked Parsley. I suppose I'd better. Curtains!
Friends, Romans, herb dwellers, I come to eat my bones, not to bury them.
What on earth's going on?
Shh! I'm busy rehearsing my one-dog show.
I didn't know you were a thespian.
There's no need to call me names. You wait. I may go on tour. Rome, Paris, New York, Slough.
When do you leave?
As soon as I've given my act a final polish. I'm hoping to appeal to all tastes, even yours.
For instance?
Sawing an owl in half.
This I must see.
Curtains. Cigarettes, chocolates, ices, bones.
I've heard of one-dog shows, but this is ridiculous.
That sounds like Sage. I think I'd better get back. There's no holding them ever since they joined the union.
They? Asked Parsley.
This isn't the first time I've sawn owls in half.
Gone. And I didn't even have time for a chalk ice. Cried Sage. I hope he knows what he's doing. It sounds as though he's cut off his two O's.
What did you think of that?
What did I think of it? I didn't even see it. If you ask me, it wasn't Sage at all.
I do impressions. Would you like to hear some?
I'll try anything once, said Parsley.
Right. For my first impression, I would like to give you Mr. Bayleaf.
Oh, ah. Very good. A bit short on material, but very good.
I can do longer ones. I'll show you Mr. Onion if you like.
I will now tell you a joke. Ribs for the tickling knob.
Oh, I like that one. That was Mr. Onion to a T.
I haven't finished yet.
There was this man what was teaching a parrot to talk. My name's Polly, he said. My name's Polly. That's funny, said the parrot. So's mine.
You know, this boy's got talent. He certainly knows his onions.
I'll do some quick fire ones now. Don't blink too much or you may miss them.
Basil! Basil! Come in, Rosemary. Come in. Just want to find Dill.
Woof, woof. Never mind, Dill. I want to call a meeting of Bayleaf, Mr. Onion, Pashana Betty, and Constable Knapweed.
Righto, Rosemary.
Oh, Lady Rosemary. Come in, Lady Rosemary. My numbers, 1 pause, 2 pause, 3.
I'll be right with you, Lady Rosemary. Very quickly, very soon.
What's going on here? There's been a bad attack of at borrowing in the herb garden, and I want to know the reason why.
Oh, very good. Bravo, that's the best so far. I didn't even see your lips move.
That is because it happens to be the real thing. Where is he? I'll have him. Where's he got to?
I think he may have gone on a quick tour. He said he might. Pity, really. He could have become one of the world's great tragedians.
The word is tragedies, and he's that already.
Mind you, I must say, once you get up on a stage...
Gladys, oh Gladys, you ravishing thing.
Oh dear, now he's at it. The only song he knows. I think I'll do my act, the disappearing one. Good night, everyone.
Gladys,
1, 2, 3. I'd rather feel today's a motoring day. With little delay, I'll be on my way. I feel like a drive today, said Parsley. A nice, long drive in the country. Oh, there's nothing like it, you know. The feel of the wind ruffling your whiskers, the soft purr of the engine as it springs to life. That's very strange. I'd better consult my book. I wonder if it's under B for breakdowns, C for cars, or L for lifts, thumbing. Ah, here we are. Breakdowns. If your car breaks down, why not try Dill's Garage, day and night service, no job too small, bonus stamps given, if he writes in my book just once more. Oh, well, there's nothing for it, I suppose. I've heard of horsepower, but this is ridiculous. If I'd known motoring was going to be this hard, I would never have taken it up.
Hello, have you got a puncture? Don't worry, I'll soon have it fixed.
Look, said Parsley, I haven't got a puncture.
You have now.
I can see I'm going to regret this. The trouble happens to be in the engine.
Let me have a listen. I'm good at engines. What I don't know about engines would fill a book. It sounds all right to me. I don't think I've ever heard a quieter one.
That, said Parsley, is because it isn't going.
Could you try turning the starting handle for a moment? There are a couple of loose wires here. I'll just try tying them together and see what happens. Ah, I see you've got the latest optional extra, lion-assisted hoods. They're all the rage.
I shall be in a rage soon if I don't get my car fixed.
Careful, said Dill. That might have landed on someone's paw. Have you seen my spanner anywhere?
If I had, I wouldn't let you within a mile of it. You're bad enough with paws, let alone a spanner.
Well, it must be somewhere. Here, hold this a moment, will you? I'll just have another look underneath.
I've only been here 2 minutes and look at it. Hello, 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 what's going on here? It's what's coming off that bothers me. Coming off or going on makes no difference. This heap of junk is in the way and I want to see it move. It's in an unroadworthy condition. You must be joking. It isn't even in a footpath-worthy condition. I'll say one thing, though. It's got good springs. Just look at that. Hey, they knew how to make cars in those days.
Those springs are in my head. It's going up and down like a yo-yo.
Well, I've said it once, and I'm not saying it again. Either this gets moved or there'll be a few names going down in my notebook, beginning with the P's.
I'd better be going too. Cheerio. See you tomorrow.
Come back. You got me into this mess. Now you get me out.
I'm sorry. It's early closing day today. Oh, by the way, you won't want this old can, will you?
Old can? What old can?
I found it under the car. It pongs a bit, but I'll give it a good clean out. It'll do to keep my bone reserves in.
This old can happens to be my petrol tank. And it's empty. No wonder my car wouldn't go. Fancy taking it to bits just to find that out.
I'm not infallible, said Dill. I said I was wrong once, and I was proved right. Besides, every dog has his wolf day.
It's yours today, all right. Anybody want to buy a kit of parts for a car?
There's only one thing Parsley likes better than an hour's nap after lunch, and that's 2 hours. The trouble is, the herb garden isn't always as peaceful as it might be. Especially if Bayleaf happens to be cutting the grass. And if it isn't lawn mowers, it's whistles. If Constable Knapweed caught a criminal every time he blew his whistle, there'd be nowhere to put them all. But worst of all is when Sage is in one of his chirpy moods. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, nobody gets any sleep. On days like that, even Dill isn't much help. "Oh!" cried Parsley. "Oh! Oh! Oh!" "What's up?" asked Dill. "I've just trodden on something sharp." "Oh, I expect it was my tin tacks. I sometimes put them down to keep away the wolves." "Wolves?" said Parsley. "There aren't any wolves in the herb garden." "There you are," said Dill. "It shows how well they work."
It's no good, said Parsley. I shall either have to join the Noise Abatement Society or consult my book. Needles. Noddles.
Ah, noises.
Noises can be caused by lawn mowers, policemen blowing whistles, and owls chirping.
It's absolutely right, you know.
These noises are often made because people have nothing better to do. Why not try giving them an endurance test? Good gracious. I suppose it's worth a go. Anything is better than this. Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
called Parsley.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Get your entry forms here for the grand endurance test. There will be a prize for whosoever does whatsoever for longer than ever. Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
An endurance test, said Bayleaf. Oh, I got just the idea for that, I have. I be going to mow this patch of grass, I be going to mow it longer and faster than anyone ever has before. Darned if I don't reach Australia before I've finished.
Great,
Said Parsley.
an endurance test, said Constable Blackweed. Whosoever does whatsoever for longer than ever. Oh, well, now, that's easy. There's no problem there.
Here, don't say my pay's gone soggy,
Marvellous,
said Parsley.
An endurance test?
hooted Sage.
Toot-oo! There's no one who can to whistle louder and longer than I can.
That, said Parsley, is what happens to owls who whistle, to wit, too much. And what, said Parsley, is going on here? Don't tell me you've been sleeping through it all. Certainly not, said Dill. I'm going in for the world's record. The world's record? That's right. I'm quietly competent. Doesn't sound very quiet to me, said Parsley. Oh, I've been doing it for 5 minutes already, said Dill. Do you think I've won first prize? No, said Parsley. But move over. We'll go shares, if you like. If you ask me, my endurance has been tested as much as anyone's today. Today, said Parsley, feels like a... It feels like a day. I definitely feel very today. I'd better consult my book. Oh, my head. I wish it wouldn't do that. R for Mo, T for 2, U for... Do you suffer from headaches? Do you get spots before the eyes? Does it hurt when you nod? Oh, it certainly does. Then you are probably sickening for something. Try going to bed. If that doesn't work, call a doctor. Bed? Now that sounds a good idea. I must say this book always hits the nail right on the head. Oh, good night, everyone. Oh, pleasant dreams.
If you feel under the weather, said Mr. Onion, then you had better report sick at 0600 hours tomorrow morning in full marching order, ready to see the medical officer at 11:30. And I'd advise you to be on time on account of the fact that he doesn't like to be kept waiting.
He doesn't like to be kept waiting. Think I'll take my custom elsewhere.
No, I'm glad you came to see me, said Bayleaf. What you need is a nice glass of thistle juice. 'Tis the best thing out. Nature's cure. 'Tis good for giddiness, tetters, the plague, the itch. Why, 'tis said it even strengthens the memory. Now, where'd I put the blessed stuff? 'Tis enough to give you the tetters.
I think he'd better have a double dose himself when he finds it. I wonder if sage can help. Anyone at home? Wakey, wakey!
What's up? What's up?
I've got this feeling all over.
Have you woken me up just too wet to tell me that? I'm going back to wet to sleep.
I suppose I could try Dill. After all, he can't be worse than... Good gracious. Dr. Dill, bone specialist. Lions overhauled. Operations while you wait. Bone tools. He must have second sight. Either that or he knew I was going to feel Good afternoon. Have you come to enroll as a bone donor? I'll give you a form. A bone donor? Don't you mean a blood donor? I know what I mean, said Dill. Well, I haven't. It's just that I've had this feeling ever since I got up and... Say wing wing. Wing wing. Again. Wing wing. Once more. Wing wing. I think the phone's ringing. Why don't you answer it? Look, this is no time for jokes. I like to get my patients into a good mood before they get the bill. Bill? What bill? Oh, I'm not in this business for my health. Besides, you get 3 weeks at my special convalescent home, Dillwater Towers. That'll set you back a tidy sum. Then there's all the bone soup. I didn't know being ill was so expensive. It's not being ill that costs the money. It's getting well again. Now, for my first encore, I think I'll start with a hyperectomy of the lower whatchamacallit. You can call it what you like. You're not touching me. I'll just get my instruction book. Wait till I'm awake. I do hate these dreams where you can't wake up. Are you all right? You've been jumping up and down like a jack-in-the-box. Oh, I had this nasty dream, all about you. I started off with an feeling. An feeling? Oh, can I interest you in one of my cut-price cures? This is where I came in. Good night, everyone. I think I'm about to have a relapse.